Deepika again. After a long time we are meeting. So today I will tell you how to use the fermented fruit juice, how to prepare in our home. So for that I'll be taking extremely sweet fruits mango, banana. You can use papaya and other things too, but I'm using these because these are almost very ripe and not in a condition I'll be using. So I thought it's a better use to use them as for the fermented fruit juice. Okay, yeah, let's get started. Stop. Now then goes. So you should not wash these fruits. The fermented fruit juice should not have any moisture other than the regular moisture from these fruits. So I'll cut these and show. Okay, I'm going to actually blend it. You don't need to actually blend it, but I feel it's very comfortable for me to blend because that way I can use the fruit peels and everything gets so I did cut the fruits here. I did not add any water. You could see the bananas with the peel and this mangoes. I kept the seed away and not the actual stalk of it. I think this will be very hard to blend it. After blending it, we'll be adding equal weight of the fruit amount of sugar or jaggery. Okay, so this is the problem. So this is how my blended ripened fruit look like. So you don't need to blend it so fine, but I just did this because I don't want to filter it out later and throw out. So I want to make the most use of it. So that is the reason I used it. And you need to put this in a very clean dry jar. Actually they say it's better if you use a glass or something see-through so that you can see the fermentation process going up or down, and you can make just this one. And it's better to use see, there are still some peels and all coming over here. It's better to use a wooden spatula. So this is the fruit pulp. I got it, mashed bananas and mangoes. So with this method, Chauhan Q method, we ferment this fruit and the microbes start acting, but we need to keep this sitting for 3 days. In these 3 days this fruit might get rotten, right? So to avoid that rottening or to avoid that mold forming, we add good amount of sugar or jaggery. Actually in India or many people use jaggery, but I'm using brown sugar here. And if you take a pound of the measurements are something like this. If you take a pound of fruit pulp, you need to add at least 1.25 pounds of your sugar content to avoid any mold forming or anything like that. So it needs to be at least a little above than what your fruit content is, and try to use a wooden spatula to mix it. And nothing should be wet, the container or your spatula or the fruits or anything. So these are the care. Okay, so let me add the sugar. So I couldn't film pouring of sugar, but I took almost equal quantity of brown sugar. So this is my brown sugar. So now I'll blend it nicely. In India, I've seen people using the darkened jaggery that have even good microbes and also when you are mixing it only you can see it blending it well and the fruit darkening and all. So this thing, the container you take, you should always take in such a way that your contents are making it just a quarter or half of it, the rest half portion should be kept empty, because when they ferment sometimes they just bloat up and they come till here. So to avoid overflow you have to do that. See, still even though I blended, I have still some fruit peels and all. So and we try to avoid citrus fruits in it. There are different Q methods. Some people use grass clippings, some people use banana leaves, some people use there's a mixture like banana, no, not banana leaves, banana flower, I think, the young banana flower, and carrots. So I have seen like a Q method, like where they use all leafy vegetables like amaranth and all, like cut very into fine pieces and added with equal amounts of sugar. There is a fish fert. I think I gave it a good stir. So the tip I want to give you here is, since this has a lot of sugar and we don't want to attract any bugs or flies, is we have to put like a paper. We have to cover it with a paper or like a cloth, clean cloth, and wipe that rim with like vinegar. That will surely avoid the bugs for those 3 days. Okay, bugs and also ants. Okay, sure. Wipe off the rim to just avoid any ants. Don't put too much liquid, but this is only just the outer rim. Okay, and then you can use like a clean paper towel or like a dry cloth. Okay, I'm using a dry cloth like this, and tie it up. That's all. So that's how it is. I just tied it tightly, and try to keep this in a little bit dark place. Keep it untouched for 3 days. With if it's warm weather, 3 days will be enough to ferment. If it is like a little bit cold place, like 5 days should be enough, and our FFJ, fermented fruit juice, should be ready. Okay, so our 5-day period has passed, so I'm just opening it up. If you would have seen, this is the pulp that we need to strain and use. Okay, see, it did not had any mold or anything. That's because like it's completely fermented. If you can, I don't know how much you can see, but if you can see, there are little bubbles popping up. That is what is fruit fermented juice. Okay, it got fermented enough, it got very good microbes. This works as a tonic for your plants. Okay, let me show you how we work with it. So I'm going to strain it into another clean jar so that all the pulp comes out, and you can store and use it on need basis. Like the shelf life of this will be almost 6 months. Like if it's in a very warm temperatures, very hot temperatures, you can keep this in the refrigerator. It can go till 6 months, but if you want to keep it outside, maybe 3 months or 2.5 months is what it looks like. And when you are handling it, it's just like use like the same principle. Try to keep it keep the bigger batch without any moist, like with the spatula or like whatever you're using, so that your the actual content will be like will not spoil. Okay, so I'm going to strain this into here and use it on need basis. Like the shelf life of this will be almost 6 months. Like if it's in a very warm temperatures, very hot temperatures, you can keep this in the refrigerator. It can go till 6 months, but if you want to keep it outside, maybe 3 months or 2.5 months is what it looks like. And when you are handling it, it's just like use like the same principle. Try to keep it keep the bigger batch without any moist, like with the spatula or like whatever you're using, so that your the actual content will be like will not spoil. Okay, so if you see, this is the strained pure pulp, which I will take it in a clean glass dry jar and put it in the refrigerator, and we'll use like on a weekly basis. Okay, and this is like the pulp, which is hard to strain at this point, and as I said, nothing can be wasted at this point. I'm using like a small jar, and I'll put it in that. But this is my final product, which I will store in the refrigerator. This is very pure, doesn't have any pulp. This is like, so now I said, like I just got like 1 tablespoon of hard Choan Q potion here. This is the same thing. Instead of washing, I'm giving it to the plants. Let me see. So for 1 tablespoon, you can dilute it to like with 2 to 3 gallons. So that's it. So now if you see this, this is how your liquid will look like. This is like a plant tonic for your plants. Actually, it will refresh it. It will like boost its flowering and flowering and fruit bearing. They also say that like they improve the taste of the fruits. Actually, and because of, I don't know what chemical process goes in there, but they always say like it's a taste enhancing potion for the plants. And then this you can give directly to the plants at the base, or you can do as a foliar spray too. Either is fine. I don't, as I said, you can just do it directly there. And this will not attract any ants or anything, because like it's in a diluted form, so it's really enhancing. You can see in 1 week only, you can see lot of difference with your plants. You see. So I just got my first fruit, capsicum, so let me see how it goes. That is all, friends, for today. Thank you. Bye.